Cause this shit bigger than me. Cause this shit bigger than me. Nah, for real. Cause this shit bigger than me. Cause this shit bigger than me. Nah, for real. Let's get it.
All right, everybody. All right. I am in the background. I'm coming to the screen here in a minute. A little technical difficulty with us today. Unfortunately, wish he was here, but he's not. And hey, we're going to try to make it do what it do, right? Screen here, see what's going on and everything. Might have some technical difficulties, but guess what? We're going to keep it moving until we figure all this out in the background, right? That's what we do. We make it happen. We are winners, straight up and down, no chasers. We are winners. This is what we do at the end of the day, regardless of what they say. This is what we do. Hate it or love it, right? And just want to say to everybody, appreciate you coming in to the Fish Business Podcast. Today, we both know everybody know it's Wednesday, it's chilly. Hopefully everybody is staying pretty warm with the weather that's going on. And I got a couple of things I want to talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background with different companies, trucking, where trucking is, where it want to be, where we want trucking to be. And you know what? We're just going to talk about it, man. Like I said, I have a little problem with my computer coming on screen. So we're not going to let that stop nothing, right? We're just not going to let it stop anything at all. Quick, Keyshawn, I can never pronounce his name. Calvin Lee, give me a 1 if you brothers can hear me. I'm having some issues on my end, so I may be coming to the screen. I may not. I'm going to be trying as we go. But you know what? We're going to make it do what it do, as they say, right? What did they say? We winners up in here this year, all year long. That's what we doing. Straight up winning. We ain't losing. It's 2024. We either in it or we're not in it. Point blank and simple, right? Let's get to it. We got a lot to talk about in about a 45-minute time frame, and everybody's looking at what's going on with politics. Hey, don't worry about that politics too much, but just vote. That's my only thing I can tell you. Just get out there and vote. That's all we want you to do. Just represent your state, represent your party, right? And let's get into what we want to talk about, the money. Let's talk about making some money in 2024. Because once again, I said all day long, we are winners. It's what we do. Hottest topic on YouTube, hottest topic on Facebook and TikTok. And I got to give credit to 2 people I think that made that possible. That's one, Dirty Bro. We all know him as a 1993 fuel hauler, and chasing Andrew Jackson. He's been talking about tankers for the last 30 days. A lot of talk about it. That brother has a good following on YouTube and Facebook. Guess what? They talking about it. I'm with it. So let's talk about what Andrew talked about. Anybody want to go to North Dakota? It's cold. It's cold up there. But W-2, $3,000 a week sounds pretty good. I don't know about nobody else, but it sounds good to get that kind of money, right? And don't get it twisted. I live in Connecticut. It's cold, but it ain't that kind of cold. That's a different kind of cold. That's that cold that'll break you down, have you walking like a penguin. You get what I'm saying? When it's so cold, you sound like a penguin coming down there. You just walking side to side, side to side. That's cold, right? Especially up in North Dakota. I used to go to North Dakota in my 20s. Had a brother lived in Minot, North Dakota, on the Air Force Base. We used to go to Regina, Canada, and party. It's cold up there. And like I said, I'm in Connecticut and it's cold, but that is just too cold for this brother right here. I mean, I'm trying to keep my tan. I lose it going up there. So other than that, where's everybody at today? How we doing? Because we're going to talk about it. Like I said, the money is out there. We understand certain part of trucking ain't working for everybody. Slowing down, companies slowing down. The mega carriers are cutting back. Every time you turn around, there's a broker letting go. Like, what's going on in trucking? Hey, let's get to something that's consistent, as Dirty Broke would say. Consistent, right? Let's look at something different. We've been doing the same thing over and over and over, and it works for some. But for some, we want a little different challenge now because, hey, we've been in trucking 7, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. It's time to make a change, baby, because we winning in 2024. That's our slogan. I'm gonna put it on the shirt. 2024, we winning. And remember, you can't bring everybody from 2023 because they wasn't winning with you back then. They ain't gonna win with you now. I'm gonna tell you that right now, before the cap even start. Don't bring them jokers from 2023. Not gonna happen. So let's get to it. $25 to $3,000 a week. W-2 company driver, running crude oil. Man, I can't knock that. I ain't stunting. That's good money, real good money. Even in this market, it's hard to beat that, right? Like my brother said, run up there for 6 months, run the bag up. If you want to buy a truck, stay a year. If you want to buy a house, buy a house. I can't knock that because that's what you want. The money is there. Get it. Take it what you do, what you got to do, right? That's how we look at it. But if you don't want to go to the frozen tundra and get that money, hey, I think I know some things we can do over here on this side of the world where it's not too cold. Even in the southern region states, we can still do it. All right, I finally came to the screen, y'all. Finally got myself up here. So that's what we want to do, right? So let's see what we can do to make it happen, right? Let's try to figure out how we're going to do this thing. Like I said, the big talk the last 30 days has been tankers, 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 tankers. And I'm like, man, tankers been around 70 years. I didn't know it was this hot. But I see tankers is hot and everybody's trying to make a move. They want to make a jump. But you got to ask yourself, you willing to get out here with the brave and the few? Because tankers ain't for everybody now. That money sound good, but when they talk to you and they say, hey man, how much money you make? Man, I'm making good money, right? Money falling off the trees. But guess what? When it's snowing, you standing outside. When it's raining, you standing outside. When it's lightning, you standing outside. When it's hot, you standing outside. It ain't for everybody. That money good, but it ain't for everybody. So my thing, hey, listen, let's see who want to get it, right? You want that tankers on the crowd side, you want that tankers on the petroleum side, right? Different aspects of tankers. Now everybody talk about tankers. It's too many different aspects of tankers. Understand? You on that petroleum side, guess what? You're gonna be hauling. They say, I don't want to haul a bomb, right? I don't want to haul a bomb. Well, shit, you're holding a bomb in a regular truck. What you talking about? Somebody hits you, they catch on fire. What's the difference? Safety first on everything. So don't worry about driving a bomb. You want that consistent money. That's what you're going to want to have to do all day, every day. Come in every day the same time, get off the same time. Guess what? It's 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. You make it work. You ain't got to work all 12, but that's your schedule. So what's wrong with working 12 hours? Hell, if you out there running the road, then they're done that. Hell, I was putting in 18 hours. Enjoyed it while it lasted, right? So I can't knock it. But we talking about them tankers today. That's what we talking about. And that's where we want to bring it in on the whole thing with the tankers. Where the money at? Where is it at? I'm going to start it off with petroleum. You all know you buy gas. That's where the money is. You own that truck, you buy diesel. That's where the money is. Guess what? When you fly in the airport, guess what? Think about it. Jet fuel, baby. Jet fuel. See, nobody talks about jet fuel when it comes to tankers. How you think the plane get the fuel? Well, you think they just shows up miraculously? No, that's a whole nother division of tanker. But it's in the same tanker as you run in 1993. It's gonna be in the same tanker as you run in 1203. But you just running jet fuel. Now you talking about being a boss because you're taking skills to run that jet fuel. Because that's some dangerous shit. I ain't gonna start. But I just want to let everybody know we're gonna talk about it, right? This is just what we get ready to do, man. We're gonna talk about it. 2024, we're gonna be there all day long. Every time we live, we're gonna try to go all day long with those live, which is about an hour for us. Don't get it twisted now. We ain't going that long. It's just not happening. But to make that money, hey, we may have to go a little longer. At least I know I do. I like to go long when I'm making my money, right? So when I'm at work, I like to work about 8-9 hours a day. That's about the most I can give them nowadays. I'm getting older. But for you young cats, you young Thundercats that want that money, tankers is where it's at right now, because that's the hottest thing on social media on where we going to go to get this money in trucking, especially W2. And it's there for the owner operators too. I'm not going to sit here and lie. As a former owner operator, I probably would have just pulled a fuel tanker. If I ever had to do it again, that's what I would do. I would go back to 1203 all day, every day. Just don't want the headache. But the money's there, the consistency is there. You see what I'm saying? So some of you owner ops out here, you debating on giving it up or switching. Hey man, see if they got something in your area hauling that 1203 or that 1993. Because the money there. Because here's the thing, you buy gas just like everybody else. You own that truck, you buying diesel like everybody else. Get that money. You see? That's how I see it. Get that money and let's see if we can make it do what it do, because the money is there on that tanker side right now because it's hot. Everybody talking about it. I mean, straight up hot. Everybody's on it. Like I said, from TikTok to Facebook to YouTube, different sites, different trucker groups, they talking about them tankers. And I'm like, let me look into this, see what's going on, because I run tankers. Let me see if the numbers are factual, what they saying. And you know what? They ain't lying. They ain't lying. Them numbers is there. Cats are making 25 to 3. That's a fact. Now, is that going to be every week? If you're in that oil field, I would say, yeah, it's about every week. You're going to work that, right? But if you on the local side, you're going home every day. You got the option to make that every week. Now, it's all about what you want to do. You want to work that hard, and it ain't that much hard work. We see what DB do it. He make it look so easy. You see what I'm saying? I get jealous when the man's doing, but I got to respect it because he's making it do what it do. And let's not forget, there's money on that local side. I don't know too many people made 119 coming out of school. So shout out to Hazmat Slim for doing what she did. It gives all of us a chance to say, you know what? Maybe I need to step up in that game and try to get me some of that 1993 diesel hauling fuel, right? Maybe I need to be a hazmat driver. It's something to think about, but understand this. When everybody really think, if you thinking about it, somebody else thinking about it. So go ahead and get ahead of the freight. If you ain't got them hazmat, go get them hazmat. If you ain't got the, you see what I'm saying? If you ain't got your twit car, go get your twit car. Hell, go get your passport. You never know when we got to get out of here. Get your passport along with all that. You already getting your fingerprint done. Might as well do it. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. But I tell anybody, a lot of guys don't talk about that jet fuel. They don't talk about it at all. And with the money in running that jet fuel, a little more hectic, a little more dangerous, but it's money in it. They don't talk about that cryo. And shout out to Andrew. I'm gonna be giving them shout outs all day, right? He started talking about cryo and it kind of got people's feet moving, like, oh man, I ain't never did cryo. What's cryo? What's going on with this cryo? Right? Well, tell you what, cryo is easy. It's easier than running 1993. It's easier than running 1203. Depending on your region, it could pay more. It may pay less. Just depends on your region. Not gonna lie. I can't tell you what they're doing down south. But what I can tell you is this. You want some consistency? That's where you're gonna get it at, along with 1993. That 1977 gonna keep you moving with that UN 1997. It's gonna keep you moving. Because at the end of the day, when you go into certain industries, like I'm in, I don't have a problem with a war. I don't want anybody hurt. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, Pratt and Whitney, Base Systems, all defense military contractors. And guess what? When every time they build in one missile, they need that cryogenics, they need that oxygen, they need that argon, they need that hydrogen, they need that nitrogen. Bring it on. What you got, I got it for you. Whatever you need, I got it. I'm gonna bring it to you. You see, so that's what I want everybody to think about. You know, hey, now we talking about tankers. Let's get to it. We talking about tankers because it's been going on 30 days. Everybody talking about it, and I heard cryogenics pop up when Andrew said. I said, you know what? I got to speak on it. I got to talk about it because I would say to everybody, welcome to the club. If you come doing cryogenics, welcome to the club. It's where it is. Peace of mind is what you're going to get during cryogenics. No doubt about it. It's not a physical job at all. It's a mental job. So get your mind right. You can't be out there on the cell phone smoking cigarettes and all that. All the stuff I like to do, you can't do it. Ain't going to happen. Companies are strict. But guess what? They don't let everybody in. So when people start thinking, man, I'm going to this tanker company. I'm gonna go to Pilot. I'm gonna go. Shoot, man, I don't know. I might go to the Loves. Or I might go to the Sheets. And no, you're not. You ain't going. You're talking. But the ones who really going, they ain't saying a word. They slowly sneaking in the house. and everybody else talking about it. Telling y'all gonna go into this tankers division of this industry, you better get in now. I check all around the country. Guess what I see? Applicants applying for tanker positions, and it's two positions, it's over 79 applicants. You got to stand out, baby. You got to look good. I mean, everybody ain't gonna look like Theo, so you just can't walk in there with these good looks and get the job. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you on that. But the reality is, it's the reality, right? Let's get it, man. Let's talk about this tanking. Everybody's talking about it now, right? We want to get into tanking. Let's get into tanking, right? And I'm gonna keep it casual with the conversation. We all know, appreciate you, Dirk, bro, for coming in. Andrew Jackson, Dirk McGurk, Kevin Lee. We all know that DB runs on that 1993 diesel side. He barely do any 1203. I think he's too good for 1203. But we know that's consistent money, right? We know that. But like I said, nobody talks about that jet fuel. Planes fly every day. Nobody talks about that. That's another avenue you can look at getting that money when you start thinking, man, I want to come off this road because guess what? They ain't paying me nothing. I'm sitting all day. That's no fault to your own. You a worker, you a winner. So you're going to say, you know what? I got to move on. But I tell you this, when you start coming into some of these tanker positions with these top-notch companies, at least be at your job for a year. At least be at your job for a year. Because if they see you job hopping, they ain't going to touch you, man. Being honest. They ain't going to touch you. Straight up out the box. Not going to touch you. Try to stay somewhere a year. If you had an accident and you don't remember the accident, you better pull your DAC before you apply. Don't let them pull your DAC and say you didn't tell us about this and it was just because you got told, but the company put a preventable on your DAC report, and now you can't get a good paying job. Seen it too many times, right? Had a buddy 2 months ago, same issue. He applied at a company here called Brown Bear, pretty decent company. Didn't tell the guy what happened. And when he told me he didn't get the job, I said, I told you, just tell him, man. Straight up, just tell him. Yeah, you bent the rim making a turn. No problem. You should have told the guy when you got hired that, hey, I have something on my DAC. It was a preventable that happened at my last company. That's all it was. And he probably would have got the job. But once they looked into it and said, you know what? Nah, we ain't rocking like that. Nah, we good. We good. So you know what? They said, screw it. He didn't get the job. You see, I'm a firm believer. Be honest. Pull your DAC report. Because, see, you talking about going into tankers, and they really look in you when they start investigating you. That's why it takes so long to get in. Don't call the recruiter 6, 7 times. It's going to take 3 weeks sometimes for them to approve your application because they checking everything. They're not looking to see how many years you drove. That is what it is, right? Reality is, in this market these days, when it comes to tankers, they don't want you to have no experience. None. You know why? They can train you the way they want to train you. See, that's the reason why. So don't think because you got all this experience now, that can hurt you now. You're not doing truckload. You're not doing LTL. You're not grabbing the dolly and hooking up 2 trailers. You're not hooking up double 48s and double 53s like they run on the Mass Pike in upstate New York. You ain't doing none of that. You're doing tanking. And if you're doing that tanking, guess what? They're going to want to know everything about you. They're going to open you up. Some of the places you go to, you're going to have that TWIC card. Some of the places I go to, we have to have a passport or at least register it when you come in with that particular account or your birth certificate. You see? So y'all ready for this? Because I'm telling you, the money is there in 2024 for being a tanker driver. So let's get that money. But we know it's different parts of tanking. I always keep saying it, right? I'm gonna be repetitive with it all night, all day, all night. I got to go to work tonight. I'm talking about all night. It's not happening. All day, be repetitive with it, right? Here's the repetitive thing. We got our guys that's running the fuel. We got our gasoline drivers, and they're 2 different guys. Now, when you see a tanker and somebody say, I run fuel, that's a 1993 guy. That's all he do. He's lazy. We call that the lazy man work. Then you got the 1203. 1203 work the hardest. Trust me, especially if you're a common carrier. You are working blind side and all kinds of crap, right? It is what it is, So, but if you want that easy life, that cryogenics life, you want to haul some argon, maybe you want to be a humanitarian like me, and you just want to go deliver some oxygen at the hospital. And there's some fine nurses up in them hospitals too. I ain't gonna lie. Good God Almighty. Mm, Oh, I done got off track. But this is what I want you to think about. Yeah, like I said, the money's there, and people are always gonna say, "Well, how much money you make? How much money you want to make? How much you want to make?" A lot of these companies, cryo and petroleum, because that's the industry that if you're hauling gas or diesel, it's petroleum. It's all the same. Jet fuel, it's all the same. Kerosene, heat, home heating oil, it's all petroleum, right? It's that stuff they're down there in Texas and other parts of the country refining. So it's all petroleum. We're gonna look at it from that aspect. But when you want to get into doing some of that sexist stuff, that stuff that just when the women see you get out the truck, they looking at you with a side eye, like, yeah, that's the one I'm going for right there. Cause they don't want you smelling like gas and diesel. Don't a woman want that? You see, they want you coming in there smelling good, and that argon to get you high. I ain't gonna lie to you, you messed up, especially if you delivering at a hospital. We had a driver passed out on oxygen. Don't ask me how, but he did. Right? Not supposed to smell for so long. So getting back to it, the sexy part of it, right? So you get to ask yourself what you want to run. You want to run hydrogen? Hey, that's what they make the hydrogen bombs with. You want to deal with a little argon. I don't care for argon too much. It's just too much of a headache for me. Too long for the pump to cool down and get going. I hate all that crap, right? Not even worth my time. I just froze up, but I'm gonna keep on talking. And so when you look at that, then you got your nitrogen and your oxygen, and you got what else? Carbon dioxide. That is the most one that I don't like dealing with, but it pays good. So when people start saying, well, what it pay, here's how it works out, right? Let's just say hypothetically, you go into a cryo company, it could be Air Products, it could be Air Gas, it could be Mesa, it could be Lindy, Prixar, which Lindy brought Prixar. It could be any of them. And depending on the region that you're at, I will say this, depending, you will be paid hourly. You can be paid by the mile plus stop. It's a million one ways you're going to get paid. And we have guys up here working for Air Products, and they average like $1.10 a mile as a company driver. Something to think about. It just depends on the region. I'm not gonna lie. I looked down into the Tennessee region, and I think it was in Nashville area. The company was starting out. It says 90 to 95 on Indeed, but in reality, with that particular company, you're gonna make 100 grand a year and be home easy. So that Indeed price is just not the actual quote that you're gonna make. It gives you a summary of what you can make, right? That's all it gives you. Nothing, as they say, is nothing new under the sun. You always have to estimate 5 up or 5 down. But with that type of business, you can always go 5 up easy. You can go 10 up. Because like I said, it's how you want to work, right? So once again, we're talking about the tech, and I hate them having computer problems. I'm sitting here froze up, my eyes closed, look like I'm high as a kite, and I don't even smoke weed. That's just crazy. I gotta fix that. Hopefully I can fix that throughout the broadcast. If not, I'm just gonna keep talking, right? I feel good today. Yeah, they ain't had no coffee. I had my bow ties and a monster. So I'm amped up. I can pull the trailer that I'm be driving tonight, believe it or not. That's more so what I'm gonna end up doing because I'm amped up. And think about it, y'all. When y'all up in this bad weather, but y'all think about something with them tankers. If the weather's bad, they're gonna park you. They're not gonna have you come out there and just go along, get along, slipping and sliding. They're gonna say, "No, bring that thing in. Let's park that truck, man." They don't even do it. The freight and you are worth more than going out there and risking something. And I can appreciate that, right? I had no problem sitting home the other day and I still got paid 10 hours. This tankers, baby. This is what we talking about. This is what you get when you get in the limelight. You see, you get some of that tanker money, right? And I know everybody want it. I don't care what you say. We gonna get it in 2024. Because like I said, we winners. Here on out, we winners all year long. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care doing tanker, your reefer, flatbed, dry van, RGN. We winning. If you ain't got the mindset that you want to win, go on about your business then. Because guess what? You ain't gonna win. If you can't tell yourself you're gonna win and convince yourself I'm gonna win, you're not gonna win at the end of the day. Hate it or love it, you can hate me or love me. But if you can't convince yourself that you're gonna win in 2024, you will not win. Period. Point blank, period. You ain't gonna win. That's just it. So I want y'all to think about that. Like I said, We're talking about tankers today, and everybody been talking about it hot, 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 hot. And I can tell you one thing you never thought about. You ever thought about how they make argon, how they make nitrogen, how they make oxygen? Well, guess what? All of it, they break the air molecules down. They're splitting the atoms in the air to make these products. So you know these jobs are paying good. And this is the kind of stuff where guess what? They're going to always be in demand. You see? Now, I'm not going to tell you who to work for, where to go, but if you live in Florida and you want to come off the road, just remember they're building a brand new, big, huge hydrogen facility. And guess what? They're going to need some trucks to move that hydrogen. Now, I don't care who you're working for, whether it's Mesa, you can go to a common carrier one like Ruan, you can go to CAG. CAG got cryogenic tankers. You can go to CAG. Don't matter. Lindy, Prixar. Doesn't matter who you go. Air product, air gas. Get in there if you want to get that tank of money, because that's what it's all about. 2024 consistency, making that money, good insurance, good benefit. Y'all got to remember Theo in his 50s, so he got to have some good insurance. I don't know when I'm gonna last or how long I'm gonna last, right? So I gotta have it at the end of the day. But I want everybody to think about it, and you got to get it while you can, because guess what? If you thinking about it, it's about 20,000 other drivers thinking about the same thing. And be ready for what's about to come, because guess what? You're going to walk up in there. You know what's going to happen? They're going to have a slew of applicants out there. And you got to stand out unless you know somebody. If you don't know nobody, you ain't getting in the door. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. You're not getting in the door nowadays, because they're getting real strict, because they understand what's going on the trucking side and how everything is set up, right? And we're trying to figure out what we're doing and how's it working out. Well, I can tell you how it's working out. It's good and bad, right? We look at what's going on with trucking and everybody mad. The brokers going out of business, drivers going out of business. Like, man, what are we going to do? Ain't nothing you can do. Let it play its course. That's it. It's slowly going to change around. When it do, we're going to get back to the money when it comes back around. But right now, hey, we need a couple of brokers out of here. We need a couple of carriers out of here, because they're not solving the problem, right? So for y'all that's running that box freight, I don't blame you. I'll be ready to put my hands on somebody too at the truck stop, knowing you taking a load for 260 miles for $450. Come on, man. What you doing? How you going to pay your fuel bill with that? You see what I'm saying? But when you come over here to this tanker side, you can pay your fuel bill. You can pay your gas bill. Trust me, when you walk in the house, your back pocket leaning a little bit when you come in that tanker side, especially if you go to North Dakota. I would say this. If you go to North Dakota, somebody please let me know. I would like to stay in contact with you, because it's cold up there, but that's some good money. I remember back in 2010, I thought about going up there. And the only reason I didn't do it, because the housing they provided you, guess what? You had to share it with somebody you didn't know. And the job was paying like $90,000 back then, running that crude oil. This was 2010, 2011. But sooner or later, the Snyders came in, the JBs and Martin Transport, and they kind of messed that up. Everybody's like, oh man, come on, you gotta be kidding. But now it's picking back up, right? So something's going on. If they hiring these drivers like this, that means somebody drilling. You just ain't gonna hire nobody to run no tanker with no product in it. Somebody drilling. They willing to give you over 150 a year and a housing assistance. Oh, they drilling. They drilling up there in North Dakota. Hands down. I thought Texas was drilling. No, North Dakota drilling. They are straight drilling. I mean, they drilling all the way to the bank. So go get you some of that money, because somebody doing something in order for them to pay that kind of money in this market, right? It ain't the best market. Don't get it twisted, but it's what you make it. But they offer a company driver 120 to almost 150 grand. Oh yeah, you making some money. It's some drilling going on. It sounds like to me it's so much oil in that ground. They don't care if you got to work 24 hours a day to get it out the mud. That old saying, I'm gonna get it out the mud. You literally getting it out the mud. You go to North Dakota. Straight up, you getting it out the mud. And you're gonna be stepping in some mud, but you're gonna be stepping in that mud with a fat check at the end of the day. So let's talk about it, man. I want to do it, but it's just too cold. Too cold. So I'm gonna stay up here in my little frozen tundra we got up here and slip and slide in the ice and snow. I'm cool. But for those who are thinking about it, you better go. You better go ahead and go. If you live in an apartment, get rid of it. Go on up there. Just go up there. It is what it is. I wouldn't run my own truck. I don't think I would because it's just so cold and the breakdown factor. But if a company gonna pay me up to 150 and take taxes out and give me insurance, you know what? I park my truck for a good year and ride it out. No doubt about it. I'd do it in a heartbeat. If that was the opportunity that I had to do, had no choice, yeah, I'd do it. But I'm saying what I'm saying. Somebody drilling. Now I don't know who it is. We're gonna have people try to find out who doing all this drilling up there in North Dakota. I don't know. It's really not my forte, but we're gonna try to find out. Now I will say hopefully Merrifield ain't up there because they're gonna mess everything up with them rates. I can tell you that right now. But somebody doing some drilling. Now, y'all gotta let me know something. Now, it's something going on. They can offer this kind of money, and they ain't giving that kind of money in the southern region, but they can offer that up there where they doing all that drilling. So what we got going on? We got to change the ties there where the northern is drilling and the southern region they concerned about batteries. That's what we doing now. Okay, all right. Well, guess what? They open up a battery facility. Don't worry about that electric car. At that point, get in a cryogenics because you're gonna need all that oxygen, nitrogen, argon to make all that product. And let's not forget, if you do cryogenics, if right, nobody's telling you to do it. If you did it as a tanker job, you ain't got to do the argon, you ain't got to do the nitrogen, you ain't got to do the oxygen, none of that, no hydrogen. You can run a carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. I apologize. You can run that and still make good money. It's a company right now out of Chicago. They paying you $30 an hour to run the road. It's a couple in one product. That's all you're doing. One product. They're paying a little bit more, but that's the minimum they're gonna pay you. You get 30 an hour. You're getting paid for every hour you work driving that truck, even though you're on the road. Man, that's a win-win. Now, I'm not saying 30 is good or bad, but I'm just saying you're getting paid for every hour you are out there. Literally every freaking hour you getting paid and you running a road and all you doing is hauling product that goes into soda to make you fizz. See, that's what a lot of that stuff is for. You see what I'm saying? So when you think about everything you buy, how does it get there? How is it made? Well, I can tell you what, I don't care if you're picking up at a chicken house. I don't care if you're picking up bricks, doesn't matter. You're picking up toilet paper. I can guarantee you, somewhere, shape, or form, there was a cryogenic truck that snuck around in the back at any manufacturing facility. Y'all just think about that. Everywhere there's manufacturing, there's a cryogenic truck running around there. So you don't see them because they go in the back where the tank's at. You'll see the tank sometime when you go around there because you're supposed to be back there anyway. Now you see the tank. Like, what is that? That's that cryo, baby. That's what that is. It's all cryo at the end of the day. So y'all can think about it. You can play with it, do what you want to, but you better think about it. Stuff is changing in this industry. And just remember, everybody keep trying to go, oh, well, this part of the industry is struggling. It's correcting itself. Just give it time. The brokers are going out. Let them go out. Let the brokers go. Them brokers ain't never done you right anyway. Why y'all worried about them brokers, man? That's the problem. Get them out of here. Then if there are going to be any brokers left, they honest brokers. You know why? Because now the capacity is going to match up. So get them out of here. Plain and simple. We have more people that's more sympathetic to the brokers shutting down and laying people off when they're only shutting down, laying people off because they had the rate so low anyway. Now they can't survive. So that means you can't survive because they were screwing you at the same time. Nobody wants to talk about that. So let them go. Let them go out of business. It is what it is. Too many of them out there anyway. Too much click and go. Too much technology. And don't get it twisted. All this technology now, that's what's taking a lot of people's jobs in trucking and outside of trucking. You know, that's why parts of the trucking industry is hurt because of all this technology, and it's changing and changing and changing. So what are we going to do? You know, if you lay somebody off, that means they're not spending money. That's not putting money in the economy. What that mean? Well, that could be a difference of a truckload or not. Not one person, but when you start adding it up, 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, and you add it up, and you got 100 people that's out of work, and they got to choose whether to buy what they want or basic. Guess what? There's a load somewhere that ain't getting hauled because there ain't enough product to make it a full load. Now it's an LTL load, and they don't cut their prices. Guess what? It should be enough in the warehouse. Now it's on the computer driven. The man don't order it no more. He don't call, hey, I need 15 pallets of toilet paper. Don't work that way. The computer tell it to do it. And the way things are going now, everything is getting more and more computerized. So guess what? That's a job gone, baby. I tell anybody. When last time you seen the steam engine? Steam engine took 3 people to operate, 2 people to shove coal, 2 people to go get water, and 1 guy to drive it. You got 1 guy now that can pull 500 rail cars. That's where we're moving at. But until we get there, let's try to figure out where we're going to be going in 2024. Not only finding that good job, but let's try to see where we're going to make some money with a little investment. Y'all know I was going to talk about that too also. Y'all, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You knew the investment was coming because I want everybody to think about when you can't work. See, I'm at that age. I'm thinking about when I can work. But I want to make sure I can see some of y'all at retirement. So let's see if we can get our money together and start putting it up and putting it where it's got to go. You got a 401k at your company. Ain't no reason you ain't in it. You feel me? Ain't no reason. Open your brokerage account. Get that money. And I will give credit where credit is due, right? When you look at Chase and Andrew Jackson video, he always drop you some good information. He always drop jewels when he says, I'm going to invest this amount of money here and there. Don't worry about all the other stuff. Look for that he's talking about. When he says he's investing, he ain't lying. So y'all go ahead, run your IRA account all the way up. Max it out. You got $7,000. You can max it out throughout the year. Let that money keep working for itself. You get some dividends, and next year you put it back into the next IRA. Just keep it going. Keep it going. Because I don't know about you. Everybody I know that I talk to from YouTube and not on YouTube that's in my age bracket, we all say the same thing. We want to leave out of here before we 65, but we want to retire with at least close to $1 million. Can't do it if we ain't getting that money. You ain't, I don't care who you work for. You ain't going to retire with that kind of money working at Walmart. No, unless you're a driver. That's a different story. You can make that money then. Hands down, you better make the money. So 2024, man, I'm not going to hold it up too much longer. But 2024, guess what? We winners, baby. We going to win all the time, right? T-Pain said it best. All I do is win, win, win. And that's what we going for in 2024. But I say it again. Somebody doing some drilling. I don't know where y'all getting this from. We're not drilling. We drilling. We are drilling out the yin yang with this kind of money they getting ready to offer company drivers. At the end of the day, go out there and get that money, man. Make it work. You feel me? But also vote. We can get more drilling depending on who you vote for. So think about that at the end of the day, right? And once again, to all those who are thinking about going into tanking, hey, everybody know DB Dirty Broke 215. Support the brother, follow. He's got a lot of subscribers. He's got good information. I would say contact him if that's what you want to do, and anything if you hauling, contact him. He may not be able to get you on with his company, but hey, he know a lot of guys. He may be able to help you in another area. So don't be shy. Send an email. Put a comment down, right? Those that are thinking about cryo, if you want to get an insight, you hit me up. Doesn't matter. I'll help you out, get you wherever you need to be to give you much information as possible. But all I ask is, if you contact me, just be honest. Let me know if there's something in that background. Let me know if it's something that's on that license. I need to know all this because I can tell you now, a lot of these companies ain't going to take you. And I don't want to throw my neck out there if it's my company. And I know guys that work for other carriers that's doing cryo in the southern region and in the northern region that we can try to help people out and make it do what it do. So that's what we're doing in 2024, right? We're going to keep it moving. God's willing, hopefully we'll be back Thursday night, me and OB together. If not, he may be on here live for a second by himself. I may not be. I may be up here with him. I don't know. But we're going to try to go again, especially since my computer's freezing up. That's just crazy. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Like I said, it looks like I'm high or something. And we definitely know Theo don't do anything like that. So, but before I end it, I will say it all the time. Everybody stay prayed up. Stay warm out there in this harsh winter time. And for you guys that out here running this road, hey man, if that weather's bad, pull the truck over and stop the truck. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. Stop the truck. You don't want to wake up chained to a hospital gurney because you done killed somebody. You see, so that's how we got to do it, right? And just to let Chase and Andrew Jackson know, if I don't know if he's still in the room, but if anybody talk to him, you let him know that VGT ETF is outperforming VU all the way. That's one of the best ETFs you can get into and buy right now. It's performing very well. So with that, I would say, like I always say, everybody stay prayed up, like, follow, subscribe, Fisher Business Podcast with OB and Theo. We'll be back to do it again. I get this computer stuff right. I think I'm going to get all new stuff now. This just get crazy. It's just get crazy now. Or just use your cell phone, right? Pick your ports. So at the end, man, I will just say, listen, appreciate everybody that's came in. DB, Hazmat Slim, I'm glad she came by. Trey, everybody, top row. Got off a little late, but you know what? We're here now. And for all those that came in, hey, man, we're going to do it again. Like my man Theo, he just came in with his credit score showing. So we're going to do it again. Y'all have a good one and stay warm, man. If I don't see y'all tomorrow, stay warm and let's keep making it do what it do. Because like I said, 2024, I don't care what channel you on. We all winning out here. If we ain't winning, we doing something wrong for 2024. And Theo is out. We'll see you on the next one.